Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on episode 9 of season 1 of Dark Revisited, titled Everything Is Now. So we are closing in on the season finale, where of course we find out Jonas heads 33 years into the future from 2019. So in 2052, he meets up with, I forget what her name is, but she's the wife, Bartosz's wife or something in the future. But she says, "Welcome to the future." Hits him with the butt of her rifle, and that's how the season ends. But where we last left off, Ulrich beat the fuck out of Kid Helge, left him to die in the bunker. We are closing in on the finale. The story is about to get crazy, because I believe this is the episode where everything is now. I'm sure we're going to get all sorts of craziness. I'm going to look out for certain things. I'm going to try not to nitpick on certain things, but, you know, if something just sticks out to me, I'm just going to point it out. It's just the way I am, so I apologize for that in advance. But if you're into this, if you want the full unedited reaction and review of this video, it is available right now on my Patreon. We have multiple tiers to choose from, so if you're interested in something else, also I've been doing community, movie reactions, all that stuff is available, plus my initial reactions to Dark as well. That being said, I think I'm going to stop yapping. We're just going to hop into it, have a great old time, and talk about it immediately afterwards. Alright guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and here we go.
Herr Tiedemann, ich will, dass Sie meinen Jungen wiederfinden. Koste es, was es wolle. Alles andere ist mir gleich.
Komm, Gretchen, komm.
I know I was probably a little hard on Claudia for leaving Gretchen, but what are you gonna do? I would not leave my dog or let my dog out of my sight.
Seid ihr Bankräuber auf der Flucht?
Meine Mutter wollte eine Veränderung.
He reacts interesting there because they're obviously on the run. And someone pointed out in the comments that is Feora from Man of Steel. I did not recognize her.
Was hat denn dein Mann beruflich gemacht? War Pfarrer.
During my initial reaction, I think it was meant to lead us to believe that she was talking about Noah. But Noah's her brother, right? Or am I remembering it wrong? I wonder if, did he know that Ulrich was headed towards the caves? Because how was he able to cut him off? Because he came like from the other side. So what would have happened if Ulrich turned around and was able to disarm Egon and head back to the present or future? What would that have changed? Because then he wouldn't be booked. Charlotte wouldn't have found him when she looked up the old records. What would have happened? That would have been like, that would be a paradox, right? And I like how Claudia mentions bank robbers earlier, and then we see this guy. Boris, I believe, but it's Alexander.
Wenn ich herausfinde, wer das dem Bullen erzählt hat.
I'll clobber
Ich
him.
mach den fertig.
And here's the Regina. I'm just gonna slide that name here.
Vielleicht war's Regina.
Okay, question. How did Gretchen get through the door? Did old Claudia let her in? Because she knew this Claudia would be there? Because there's no other way to get through there. Yeah, that's so trippy. It had to have been old Claudia. That's crazy. Gretchen? Hannah could have said any name in the world. Why would she say Regina? Like, why? I mean, Regina's so innocent. What the hell could she have done to spark this?
Ich hab nichts erzählt. Vergewaltigung? Ist dir nichts Besseres eingefallen?
Hey, stopp!
Verpiss dich, das geht dich nichts an.
Ich hab gesagt, ihr sollt aufhören.
Und ich hab gesagt, du sollst dich verpissen.
Ich hab gesagt, ihr sollt euch entschuldigen. Ihr zwei haut jetzt ganz schnell ab von hier.
I mean, Catherine is bold as fuck. I'll give her that.
Mach ich euch fertig.
And he needs to be in the plant. That's why he befriends her. And he tries to get a job. And Regina's mom gives him the job to weld the nuclear waste shut behind the door, right? He did that. Then he somehow gets in charge of the plant later on. Interesting. So where did he come
Wie
from?
heißt du?
Do we ever find out?
Alexander.
That's super cool though. I love that backstory. Not a fan of that. Are the windows rolled down? Don't leave your dogs in cars, people.
Du entscheidest, welche Geschichte du erzählen willst.
That's crazy. You decide what story you want to tell. So Claudia only represents her side. And is she on Adam's side? She has to be, right? I'm like really confused. Wait, no. And then Eva. Oh my god, guys. I feel like I'm gonna get myself confused again. Trying to make sense of that. Oh, right. Hannah's watching him. But why? Why is she watching him? So, Hannah's plan was to steal this and use it to blackmail this guy 33 years in the future. She knew this as a little girl. Why was she following him though? What was her intentions? Like, where did she even meet him? Did she know him? She couldn't have. He just got to town. How did she stumble upon his existence? And it felt like she was following him because he kept looking behind himself.
Ich will das nicht mehr.
And the chair, is that what sent Mads through that rip in the space and time? It transports you and then it drops you at a certain part of space and time. Right, so she just has this. And now she's gonna act. And she's looking at this like as if she's never looked at it before. I mean, obviously it's probably for the audience's sake, but it's an interesting scene because in this show, the details matter, so I'm looking at this a little more critically, like with the details in mind. Right. These guys have just been absent for so long and now they're hooking up. I don't know, this time around, they're just kind of like meh characters. I mean, I was like pro Francesca like before, but she's just kind of like not really doing much. Like it feels like he's reciting the same thing he said the last time. Like generic, I'm not a fuckboy, I love you type of content without saying I love you. And she's resisting for dramatic purposes. And frustrating Martha's calling Jonas. And at this point, is she and Bartosz still together, or are they broken up? Because she pulled away when he tried to kiss her, and she obviously doesn't really give like any sort of fucks at all about him, and is like desperate to get Jonas to call her back. So it's like, where does she stand?
Tu doch nicht so blöd. Ulrich, ist er hier? Er ist nicht hier. Macht dir das eigentlich Spaß?
I mean, Hannah's just evil, so is she the Antichrist of the show?
Ich wollte das alles nie. Aber er hat einfach nicht locker gelassen. Aber ich will, dass du weißt, dass es jetzt vorbei ist.
Why would Katharina believe anything she's saying, though? Like, it feels like Katharina's so enraged. Like, she would be like, you lying bitch. Like, I feel like she would have Hannah by the hair and be like, if I find out the truth, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. That's why I feel like Katharina's character should have gone. Because this just makes Hannah, like, pure evil.
Ich muss noch was erledigen.
And she's only here to pass the message because she knows exactly where Regina is, right?
Ich möchte, dass du ihr das gibst. Machst du das für mich?
She just needs these things to play out, like a domino effect. She needs Bartosz to know that she's around. She needs Bartosz to give this to Regina, to have Regina believe that Claudia is still around and not gone. It's like, how else could he have this? It would spark that intrigue. Everything's a circle. And just a second, let me blackmail you a little bit. What would he have done if he's like, what is that? Like, I don't remember that.
Erkennst du sie wieder?
Be like, no.
Ich habe mich alle Jahre gefragt, warum ich sie aufbewahrt habe.
So why did you?
Aber alles hat seine Zeit.
I would have denied it. I'd be like, what are you talking about? It's like a bag from 33 years ago. Like, really? I would have called her bluff.
Willst du Geld?
Ich will kein Geld. Ich will, dass du mir einen Gefallen tust. Ich will, dass du Ulrich fertig machst.
Define destroy.
Ich will, dass alles verliert.
Define lose everything.
Es ist mir völlig egal, wie du es machst und wie du bezahlen musst. Mach ihn einfach fertig.
Define destroy.
Boris Niewald. Interessiert niemanden. Ich finde, er passt viel besser zu dir.
So she's blackmailing him. She knows his real name. What would she do with that information? Like tell the cops? Be like, there's a Boris Niewald here and I have the proof? I guess that would be kind of bad, especially if they're looking for him. It would look double worse when they figure out he changed his name. Oh, it's this scene. Is she just literally waiting here?
Du musst los?
You heard me.
Kannst du mir mal
Got
sagen,
to go.
du machst einfach so mit mir rum? Denkst du, die Alte ist gerade Ela-B, da hole ich mir einfach mal, was ich kriegen kann, oder was?
Yep. I guess we never really considered her point of view. Because she's what, so torn.
So falsch.
But,
Was ist falsch?
Das ist zwischen uns.
I mean, this whole situation is wrong. And not just the incestual implications, but the fact that she's still with Bartosz. Like, I'm sorry, Bartosz haters. What's wrong here is Martha's in the wrong. They're both in the wrong. Is this the episode where Jonas gets his ass kicked by Bartosz? Because he deserves it.
Passen einfach nicht.
Ja, wir passen einfach nicht.
Just break up with Bartosz if you're gonna have this conversation. I'm sorry, but my opinion with Bartosz, I'm on Bartosz's side. Oh well. And see, she just cheated on him again. And if the situation was reversed, Jonas would be the victim of cancel culture. How dare you? How dare you cheat on beautiful Martha? I mean, Martha's hot. I'm not gonna take that away from her. Yeah, there are feelings. And it's complicated now, literally, but girl, figure your shit out. Because I would be pissed if I was Bartosz. It's like, I'm trying over here, and you're kissing another guy. Like, what? Was she meant to see all this? I mean, she had to have, right? Because this is how you get the police involved. This is how... Because Clausen is a big deal in season 2, and he looks at all this, right? What prompted her to go in here? Like, I know she was cleaning, but it just feels like an invasion of privacy? I don't know. I mean, he hasn't taken his stuff with him. He left his stuff, which means he still technically has a residency there. So I don't know how that works.
Hast du über mein Angebot nachgedacht?
Offer. What was the offer? What does Noah want with Bartosz? I can't remember. In future episodes, Bartosz has the time machine, and he's transporting it through the caves, like through times or something. But I don't exactly remember what he's doing with it. I know he's caught with it and tied up and abandoned in the caves, which is still a shitty thing to do. So can't wait for that episode again. So I can start hating on everybody's favorite characters. And he needs some of this to fuel his time machine. And all this is the dark matter, I believe. I could totally be wrong. But I like how that's almost like a reverse triquetra.
Ich glaube, ich habe hier etwas, das Sie interessieren könnte.
Yeah, this is a paradox. Okay, so that was Dark Revisited Season 1, Episode 9, titled Everything Is Now. Great episode. I mean, we're pushing forward to the final episode. Once again, we are going to take a break once we finish Season 1, and we're going to pick this back up at a later date, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, as we get deeper and deeper into the story, my opinions aren't really changing when it comes to the whole Bartosz, Martha, and Jonas situation. Like, I know people are hardcore into the Jonas and Martha thing, but like looking at it like critically, like again, I'm just like, Bartosz is still trying. It's not like he's being intentionally shitty to Martha. What's the shittiest thing he's done so far? He pushed Francesca, but that's only because Francesca tried to be like, oh, you got daddy's money. Here's the drugs that you're all trying to get. Give me money. Like, what? Yeah, my family has money, but what? I'm here for the drugs. You overheard us and you got here and tried to get one over on me? Nah. So he shoved her. That's wrong. I'm not condoning that, but I'm just saying that's the shittiest thing he's done. And everyone's like kind of vilifying him as if he's the Antichrist himself. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's the one that's got that got involved or stuck his nose in the Jonas and Martha relationship when it was actually Jonas came back and Martha is so complicated she can't figure out which guy she wants to be with. So she like strings Bartosz along by not answering any of his calls or any of his texts. Bartosz is trying to do the right thing by like, hey, what's up? You know, and he tries to like do right by talking to her, like going to see her before or after the play, whichever one it was, trying to like at least make amends. Leaned in for a kiss. She pulled away. Then he's like, okay, well, where's Jonas? And Jonas was obviously with her. He was supposed to meet with Noah to go get the drugs and, you know, the meetup, Eric's connection. But I'm just like, everything that's led up and all the details, Martha's in the wrong. I'm sorry. I don't agree. But if she's having these feelings about another guy, end it with Bartosz, and I wouldn't have a problem with all her actions. But the fact is, they're still dating. Are they not? Are they not? Be honest. Can anyone answer that? Are they still dating at this point in time? Because she kissed Jonas not once, but now again here. And Jonas clearly was trying to sever that tie here. So in a relationship point of view, that's shitty. Super shitty. And I never feel like Bartosz ever really gets his, I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess he kind of does. He kind of beats Jonas's ass in a future episode, right? They fight and Jonas walks away. Like, he deserves that. So I guess he kind of does get his just desserts in the end. But anyways, great episode. We see a lot of paradoxes, I think. But as far as comments-wise throughout the episodes itself, if for all my questions, I'm going to look at all the answers and comments. Because as we power through to the final episode, I am looking forward to seeing what you guys all have to say, especially with the final episode being so close. And I hope you guys have any tidbits or anything I should be looking out for specifically. But I've been really enjoying this ride, enjoying this story again. And I'm glad that you guys have been like enjoying it one more time with me. For those of you who have stuck around, and especially if you were there for my initial reaction that came back to watch it again with me. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for all that. But if you guys enjoyed this and want to see my review and reaction in its entirety, it is available right now on my Patreon. Links in the description or in a pinned comment down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, sorry to say, but we're going to have one more episode coming soon. And I'm just going to leave it there. All right, guys. Adios.